Alright, what's up everybody? My name is DeltaWolf556 and I'm back with episode 66 of my Fallout New Vegas playthrough. Last time I went to Vault 22, rescued Keely, and destroyed their research. Now in today's video, I'm going to be going to Hidden Valley. But before I go there, I was mistaken. Veronica did not in fact tell me anything about Hidden Valley. Yet. But in that last episode when we first entered Camp McCarran with Veronica, that triggered one of her 9 voice line triggers for her companion quest, which I only need 3 of those 9 triggers, so we need to get 2 more, and that is what I'm going to be starting off today's episode with. Because I already have the location discovered, we headed back to Vault 3, and that'll trigger one of her dialogue walking down this ramp.
No power armor, no energy weapons, and they're giving the NCR more trouble than we ever did.
There we go. Although, slight discrepancy there, Veronica. The Fiends do, in fact, use some energy weapons. Fast traveling to Cottonwood Cove. She should say something. Wait, I don't know how far in I gotta walk. I don't remember. Come on, Veronica. There's nobody here. They're all dead. They died of radiation poisoning. Why are you walking so slow? Are you over-encumbered?
Ordinary guys with knives and bullets, and they're taking over Nevada.
Ah, cool.
Hey, you got a second?
What is it?
The Brotherhood is failing. I've always known that. If we don't change course, we're going to fall apart, or fade away. But until recently, I haven't understood where we went wrong, or how to fix it. I think I need to go home.
I'll take you back there first chance I get.
Great, thanks, thank you. I'll encourage people to name their non-ugly children after you. Seriously.
Oh, I like Veronica. Alright. And that adds I Could Make You Care, which is her companion quest. So now we will head to Hidden Valley. Looks like we fast traveled here just in time to see their defense mechanism in action. Oh, look at that. There's also a Brotherhood patrol over there, too. One of the ones that patrol the perimeter. That's pretty cool. Now, luckily, because we have Veronica with us, she will just go ahead, speak into the speaker, and let us in without having to deal with,
I'd like a large atomic shake and a double Brahmin burger. And easy on the agave sauce this time.
We gave you a pass.
I like her line right there.
It's for your safety.
It's a quite comical line.
Live, Ramos. Open up.
For Pete's sake. Opening up.
Yeah, typically if we don't have Veronica, and then we'll show up here like later when it's required for like one of the quest lines, like the main quest line. You'll show up here, the Brotherhood will come storming out, and then they're like, "Who are you? Oh, we don't trust you. Oh, blah blah blah. You gotta go check out this ranger guy in one of the other bunkers who's getting close to finding us or something." But luckily we had Veronica with us, so we don't have to worry about that.
Listen up. I'm in charge of security around here, and I can't say I'm too happy about having an outsider waltzing around. But since you came in with Veronica, I'm inclined to cut you a little slack. Just behave yourself, and we won't have any problems, okay? Oh, and the Elder's going to want to talk to you. He's on the 2nd level. Just take a right once you get down there. My office is right here in case you need anything. Just ask for Ramos.
Sounds good. Let's go talk to the Elder. And that adds the quest Still in the Dark.
Behave yourself, kiddo.
Oh, man, we missed her dialogue. I forget she always greets everybody. Huh, you got a proton axe. That is, an interesting way to hold it, but it must be holstered. We'll head through this way, and this will take us into the Elder's area. Whatever you want to call this area. Hello there, Elder. Come on, Veronica, are you over-encumbered or something?
Hello, Veronica. How goes your mission?
We'll know in a second. I wanted to talk to you.
Veronica, tell me this isn't about...
Yes, goddammit, it is. But you're gonna hear me out this time.
We've been through this.
The things I've seen now, other groups succeeding where we fail, it's not too late for us.
We've outlasted the end of the world. We'll outlast these upstarts.
Waiting in a hole for everyone else to die.
If we must.
This is a dead end for us.
I see no evidence of that. Nor do I see anyone out there with a solution to our problems.
How could you? You're too scared to look. Let's go. We're wasting our time.
Well, hold on. I gotta talk to him.
When Paladin Ramos informed me that Veronica was approaching with an outsider in tow, at first I didn't know what to think. After giving the matter some thought, however, I've decided that an outsider could be of use to me right now. However, I will not force you to help us. Should you refuse, you will be allowed to leave here, though you'd remain Veronica's responsibility. What do you say, outsider? Are you willing to help us?
Absolutely.
Then allow me to explain our situation. This bunker is currently locked down, allowing no entry or exit, with you being one of the few exceptions. In exceptional cases, teams are sent out to investigate sites or retrieve materials deemed too important to ignore. 3 such teams have gone missing recently, and the news of their disappearance has not yet been widely spread to avoid undue concern. In order to maintain the peace and adhere to the strictures of the lockdown, I need to send someone else to discover what happened to them.
I think I already found one of your patrols, actually. Both paladins were dead. I found them in the RepCon headquarters way back a long time ago.
While that is disheartening news, there remains hope that the other 2 patrols may still be found alive.
I'll begin looking immediately.
I'm glad I can count on you. Oh, and one other thing. The patrols each had a holotape detailing their missions that you can use to track them. The shielding of the bunker prevents us from actively tracking them, but their positions should show up on your map once you get to the surface. Should our worst fears become realized, please bring back all 3 of the holotapes from the patrols. Otherwise, bring our brothers home. I've given the order that you be given access to some of the equipment our scouts and patrols have scavenged over the years. You won't be allowed to purchase any prohibited equipment, but hopefully some of what's available will prove useful to you.
Sounds good. Let's go, Veronica. Now we can leave. Oh, you got a Proton Axe too. Nice.
I'd slap him around, but he stood at my parents' wedding. Plus, he used to make excuses to get me out of my punishment when I'd slept through Head Scribe Taggart's lectures. Figure I owe him for that. He means well.
What now?
I'm not giving up. He wants evidence, but he'll never go looking for it. He's scared I'm right. He'll never listen unless I hold the proof right in front of his face.
You think the Elder will listen at all?
He's a stubborn old man, but when it comes down to it, he's got our best interests at heart. If he sees some indisputable sign we're on the wrong course, he won't ignore it.
So, what is it you're trying to accomplish?
That's my question to the Elder. All these years, the Brotherhood has collected weapons technology. And for what? To keep it out of people's hands? That clearly hasn't worked. To defend ourselves? We can't compete with the NCR's numbers, or the Legion's. We're fighting a war for a lost cause. If we're gonna survive, we have to find a role in society, attract new members.
How would you propose to do that?
Look at the followers of the Apocalypse. They use their expertise to improve people's lives. They train them to be self-sufficient. That expertise cultivates respect and gratitude, spreads their ideals, draws talent to their cause. They make friends like we make enemies. But they don't know a fraction of what we know. If we took on their role, we could stand up to anyone. We wouldn't have to hide.
What could we bring to him that would change his mind?
I don't know. We need something that shows the Brotherhood will fail, or that it can do better a different way. The only thing that gets his attention is technology.
Ah.
Maybe Father Elijah had the right idea.
Father Elijah? I don't know who that is. I totally have never met him before or anything.
Our elder before McNamara. He had a nose for recovering lost technology. He'd send scribes out into the desert chasing whatever leads he found. There were a few he only trusted me with. I can think of at least one that'd prove my point, if it still exists. There's a comm terminal not too far from here I'd use to access messages from him. If we go there, I can pull up his research on it.
Let's head out then.
I'm with you. Being around here isn't the same anymore.
Alright, now we can go access that as well.
So, you're the outsider that's been given leave to wander around freely. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. Name's Hardin. I'm the head paladin of this chapter, and I think we might be able to help each other out. I don't know what the Elder talked to you about, but I can tell you this chapter is in trouble. And he's at the center of it. Are you willing to listen to what I have to say?
Sure, go ahead.
As you may have already heard, this entire base is under a state of lockdown. No one goes out except small patrols at night. Most of the chapter has been sealed in here for years. And those few who were outside when the lockdown was initiated are forbidden from returning. Morale has plummeted as time has gone by. And many of our current paladins haven't seen combat outside of training simulations. And all because of the Elder's explicit order that no one be allowed in or out. The only way things will change is if a new Elder is installed.
So how do you propose to do that?
I don't know. I've gone through our records dozens of times looking for a precedent regarding the dismissal of an Elder and come up with nothing. The people who are most likely to know how it could be done are also some of McNamara's strongest supporters, so they refuse to help me, which is why we're having this conversation. An outsider such as yourself would arouse less suspicion asking questions about such matters. The fact that the Elder has some tasks for you means his faithful won't suspect you, and you have a line open to the man himself. In short, you're in a perfect position to help me. Will you at least think about it?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
That'll have to do. I'd recommend going to see Ramos first. As head of security, he's more familiar with our protocols than anyone else here. You could also try to find something relevant in our data store, though last I heard Scribe Ibsen is having a bit of a problem accessing it. And if McNamara should give you any tasks, I'd ask that you kept me abreast of them. Report anything you find to me, and we'll move from there.
Alrighty.
What is this? Veronica brings an outsider into our home, then has a private audience with the Elder? The two of you may have the Elder fooled, but we know better. Veronica has always twisted the Founder's principles to her own ends. We will not stand idly by and allow her to corrupt our Elder's thinking.
Sorry about that. Just because I love them doesn't mean some of them aren't assholes.
Southwest of Black Mountain, we got this big old crater here. I don't remember if I've come here yet. But we got a named centaur named Mo. And this is where we'll find the first Brotherhood of Steel patrol, which, when you look at the map, they are not far from the Hidden Valley bunker. That is very close by, so they could have made it, but unfortunately for them, they did not. Now, if we read their mission statement, mission code Charlie Bravo 03, temporary password, the better part of valor. Summary, Paladins Hughes and Fairbanks, I need you two to head north to the nearby communications array and look for the components mentioned in the briefing. The mutants there must have been reasonable in the past and may prove helpful. McNamara. Luckily, this next one is pretty easy to grab since we've already been to Nellis, so the boomers won't be shooting at us or anything with their artillery shells, so we don't have to worry about dodging all the artillery while trying to grab the Brotherhood mission holotape. And this will be the last one too, because we already grabbed the one from the Repcon HQ. We can go ahead and read their mission statement as well. Mission code Kilo Hotel 792. Temporary password, and to dare to do it. Summary. Paladin Razalian, you and an escort are to investigate the military base to the northeast for the components we need. We've had reports that the current occupants are fiercely territorial, but it's highly unlikely they have any weapons that can seriously threaten someone in full power armor. The threat level is considered minimal, McNamara. So he didn't really have much knowledge of the fact that they have literal artillery, which obviously you could see that they were both in this like little crater, so obviously they just got absolutely shelled. Before we go anywhere
You're making me
else,
carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
I mean, kind of, but it's for your own good, Veronica. All right, there you go. You're welcome. Your own set of power armor. You are very welcome, Veronica. Elder McNamara, I found the last two Brotherhood patrols. Unfortunately, they're kind of dead as well.
I suppose I'm not surprised. We have few friends in the world above, and many enemies. But we must turn our minds to other matters. When I sent out those patrols, I also sent 3 knights out on scouting missions. When the patrols failed to return, we assumed the worst, and sent a single communication to the scouts to hold position and maintain radio silence. I want you to contact those scouts and gather their reports. Like the patrols, they have devices on them that will enable you to track them. When you find them, tell them you're my representative, and ask them if the bears are still hunting. That should get them to talk to you. Return when you've gathered all of their reports.
Alrighty, let's go. Now the first of the Brotherhood scouts are just outside the NCR Correctional Facility.
What do you want? And don't try anything funny.
I'm Elder McNamara's representative. He said to ask if the bears are still hunting.
You speak truly, for it is unlikely that an outsider would know both the Elder's name and that passphrase. Very well. I've been observing the penal facility there in the distance for some time now, after having followed some rather disturbing rumors. The facility was run by the NCR for a time, but the prisoners overcame their guards and now use the prison as a base from which to conduct raids. Eventually, the NCR got around to putting the prisoners down, but not until they had wreaked havoc on nearby trade routes. Give this to the Elder. My observations are all within. Perhaps he will have a better idea of what this situation portends.
Alright, thank you for that. So he doesn't give us a note, he gives us a miscellaneous item. Here it is right here. Brotherhood Scout Report number 1. Obviously, you can't read it or drop it or anything, but there you go. The second Brotherhood Scout is up here between Nelson and Camp Forlorn Hope.
Approach slowly, stranger. If you have no business with me, then go.
Elder McNamara sent me for your report. He asks if the bears are still hunting.
Then I am sworn to report. I've been dividing my time between the camps to the north and south of here. One belongs to the NCR, the other to a band of slavers known as Caesar's Legion. I was sure the NCR would quickly win, but that has not happened. Instead, the two sides maintained a long stalemate, and only after an extended duration did the NCR finally destroy its opponent. When they did, it appeared they did so with the help of fresh reinforcements. I do not believe they could have managed the feat without them. That savages such as these could last so long against the NCR is troubling. Please, take my findings to the Elder. He'll know what to make of this.
Sounds good. Technically, that was number 3, but I like to go to this one second. Technically, this is Brotherhood Scout number 2, but he's over here overlooking Nipton.
Don't take another step if you value your life. For what purpose do you approach me?
Elder McNamara sent me as his representative. He asks if the bears are still hunting.
Strange that the Elder should send an outsider, but I suppose he has his reasons. My observations have mostly focused on the small town to the south of here. It was cruelly attacked, its inhabitants slain nearly to the last. That such an act could occur so far west is nearly unthinkable. The NCR has forces in all directions, and an outpost scant miles west from here. That they have not responded to this violence shows either an unwillingness or inability to properly defend their borders, which is telling. I've collected such musings in this report. Please take it to the Elder.
Yep. And now we'll head back to the Elder. Elder McNamara, I've returned with the scout reports.
Good. Let's take a look. If I'm reading this right, it appears that the NCR's grip on this region is nowhere near as firm as I thought. I'll have to review these in detail, but these reports have given me much to think about. Thank you, Outsider. You've become someone I can count on, so I believe I can share something rather confidential with you.
Go on.
The device that creates the sandstorms above, that masks our comings and goings, was only intended to be used in case of emergencies. It was never meant to be used with any regularity, and the other systems here were not designed to accommodate such usage. In particular, the air filtration system simply cannot handle the quantity of sand and grit that it's been forced to cope with these last few years. As a result, the system is failing, albeit slowly. I'm told we have a scant few months before it shuts down completely. Should that happen, it will quickly become impossible to breathe here in the bunker. Already the air quality begins to slightly worsen. I would like you to find the components we need to fix this bunker's air filtration system. I cannot overstate the importance of this task. See Senior Knight Lorenzo for the details. He's the one who brought the matter to my attention, and the only other person who is aware of it.
Alright, sounds good. Hello there, Senior Knight Lorenzo.
Oh, you must be the outsider everyone's buzzing about. Pleased to meet you. I'm Lorenzo, Senior Knight and General Handyman around here.
The Elder wants me to retrieve components to help fix the air filtration system, and he said to speak to you for more details on that.
So now I'm going to have your death on my conscience too? Great.
What?
You think you're the first person the Elder's trusted with this? He sent 3 of our patrols out looking for those components, and they're all dead. I was the one who supplied the Elder with the location of possible sites where we could find the components, so their deaths are my fault. And now it's your turn. Well, don't say you weren't warned. I won't take the blame when you die horribly, but I can tell you're getting impatient. The items I'll need to keep the system running are a differential pressure controller, a reverse pulse cleaner, and several HEPA cartridge filters.
Oh, you don't say.
At present, my best guess for finding the items would be to search any of the old vaults in the area.
Really? Okay.
Those vaults were usually built much like these military bunkers, even using the same contractors in their constructions at times.
Oh.
I'll mark the vault's locations on your map. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And Vault 11 is the only vault that gets added to my map. Here we are at Vault 11. So we got some scorpions in here, some mantises. Not too bad though, not too bad. So I waited on coming to this vault for one specific reason, a reason I will get to in a bit. But this is a nice little interesting vault. So basically, I'm not going to go super in-depth with the lore. It is very interesting and very cool. As you can see, there's a lot of propaganda, you know, voting propaganda things all over the place. You'll see a lot of those throughout the vault. I don't think there's one in here, but... Oh, yeah, there's a couple in here. Yeah. So basically, long story short, because I'm not really much of a lore channel or anything, and I'm not very good at, like, describing in depth or super accurately, I'm just basically going off of memory. Basically, it's a social experiment vault, and the social experiment was basically democratic elections, but whoever they voted in for the new overseer, at the end of that overseer's term, they would get put into a room, they would get executed. So that's why, like, you'll see they have their propaganda posters that are essentially just reverse propaganda, I guess, because they're like, hey, don't vote for me because I've done this, that, and the other thing. Don't vote for me, you know, because obviously they don't want to be the one voted in because they don't want to get killed or executed, you know. That's just a very simplified version of it. Obviously, there's plenty of other YouTube channels that cover lore way better than I could ever do. But yeah, we're not here for the lore. We're here for some parts for an air filtration system. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that, but these mantises are hostile to the rats that are in here. So they do kill each other, which is fairly nice. So now we're in the lower level of the vault, which is where the Overseer's office is located. And here it is right here. I forgot about that rigged shotgun, but oh well. When we look out the window, we can kind of see like the tables where I presume everybody votes at. I don't really remember exactly. Anyway, like I was saying, we don't really need anything in the Overseer's office. I just wanted to talk about it for a second. We need to head into utility. As you can see, our compass marker is taking us. It's got to go all the way down to the end of the hall. We'll just ignore everybody. And here we are. So we got to go down here, and this is where we will find the differential pressure controller and the reason why I wanted to wait. Because we got the rebreather from the boomers when we had to attach the ballast to raise the bomber from the lake. So now I don't have to worry about drowning or anything. It just makes this super easy. And I don't have to worry about spamming stim packs or anything. And now I can actually like loot some of this stuff down here, which is another explosion. Kind of confusing. Not really confusing. Kind of not sure why. I will take that sensor module though. I'm gonna check out this armory as well as the security room. Oh, a mini nuke. That's cool. To see if there's anything good. Ooh, 25mm grenades. Not a whole lot of good stuff in there, but some stuff. And then nothing really much in the security room. Some more sensor modules. I like taking the sensor modules in case you're wondering, so I can make some more auto-inject stim pack and super stim packs, which they're not like super awesome, but they're like very helpful in case I don't heal myself fast enough because I'm too focused on like the combat or anything. That's just why I like picking those up, in case you were wondering why I always, or well, pretty much always pick them up. Oh nice, we got Bug Stomper rank 3 on our way out of the vault, killing that last mantis there. So I didn't mention it before, but Vault 11 is right around the corner from Helios 1, which is very close by to where the terminal that Father Elijah used to send notes and messages to Veronica is at. So we're going to go and stop by there before we head back to Elder McNamara. So the location itself is officially called Gibson's Shack, but right inside to the left we have the comm station terminal. We'll download the research notes.
Let's see what we've got here. Okay, yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. The pulse gun. Although, maybe the rangefinder could work too. And it looks like the NCR was onto some miracle farming technology.
What's a pulse gun? I totally don't have that in my inventory right now or anything, but what is that?
Electromagnetic weapon from before the Great War. Experimental. It never saw mass production. But they were building it as a countermeasure to power armor, which they feared the Chinese were developing. Supposedly a prototype was being housed at Nellis. Imagine what it could do to the Brotherhood. We'd be on equal footing with any idiot with a gun.
What about this farming technology? It doesn't happen to be the data that I deleted from Vault 22, does it?
More or less. Supposedly it's a vegetation enhancer. NCR has a science branch headquartered at McCarran Airport. Guess they found something.
Oh.
Somebody wasn't very good at keeping secrets either. We'd never pursue it because it's not a weapon, but self-sufficiency is fundamental to us. If it works, they'd see the value of an alternate course.
Very true. Now, what about this rangefinder?
It's a targeting device for some kind of doomsday weapon based at Helios 1. It was lost sometime after the war. We held Helios 1 for a time. Lost a lot of people defending it. Too many. All for this weapon they never got working. If it turns out to be a dud, it'd show how flawed our goals have been. Father Elijah said he thinks a scavenger might have sold it on the strip.
Now you can see I only have two options available to me, the pulse gun and the rangefinder. There's not the option for the farming technology because, you know, I already deleted the data from Vault 22, which is fine. Hey, Veronica, let's pursue this pulse gun that I totally don't have in my inventory like I already said.
Yeah, maybe they'll think twice about engaging the NCR if they know one of those could be floating around. The notes say to look around Nellis Air Force Base. He suggests going through filing cabinets and computers in the commanding officer's quarters.
Okay, let's go find it.
I like the way you think.
Something you may have not seen before, over in this corner, still inside the Gibson shack, this skeleton. There's a machete on the wall, and on top of the machete is a finger, and that is the only finger that you could find in the entire New Vegas, which is very interesting. Senior Knight Lorenzo, I have returned.
Good to see you. Alive, that is. Have you found all of the components yet?
They're all right here.
Really? I mean, that's great. I knew you could do it all along.
Oh, yeah.
Get right to work installing these. Why don't you go tell the Elder the good news? I'm sure it'll be a huge load off of his shoulders.
Elder McNamara, I bring you some good news. Or not, because Veronica has something to tell you first. Obviously, I knew that. I totally remembered.
Veronica, I hope...
I brought you a present. We found a gun that disables power armor. One of these could defeat the whole Brotherhood. We have to stop limiting our focus to military technology. It won't save us.
That could be the only one of its kind.
That's not the point. Technology won't win our wars. We need numbers, new recruits.
What does the Codex say?
A bunch of closed-minded bullshit.
We do not help them or let them in.
But...
we keep knowledge they must never have.
give it a chance. For me. I can't stay here and watch us waste away.
I'm sorry.
We'll die out.
I know.
Come on. I can't listen to this anymore.
Well, hold on. I can't leave just yet. I gotta tell him the good news that I fixed his air filtration system. Or, well, I got the parts and Senior Knight Lorenzo's gonna fix it. But still, I basically fixed it.
Back again, I see. Have you found all the components we need?
Yes, I did, and Lorenzo is already working on fixing it.
Good news for a change. Your efforts have humbled me, outsider. You have done more than I could expect, even from my brothers. Moreover, I've been going over the scouts' reports, and keep coming up with the same conclusion. The NCR is not the threat I've believed it to be. We should not have had to rely on your help in this crisis. I believed my actions were guided by caution and prudence, but I now see the truth. People called me a hero after what happened at Helios, but I left that battle scarred by fear, and have allowed that weakness to govern my actions. That ends now. I will undo the wrong I have done my brethren and lift the lockdown. With luck, we will once again flourish. Please, take this. It is a small token of my thanks, and scarcely begins to repay the debt owed you, but is all I am allowed to give an outsider. This key will allow you to use our safe house to the northeast. I hope it will prove useful in your travels.
Thank you, and we are now idolized by the Brotherhood of Steel. Typically, you don't get idolized by the Brotherhood of Steel unless you have Lonesome Road installed, and you gotta shut down the nuke, which is what I ended up doing, rather than nuking both the NCR and the Legion. Or I was originally planning on nuking the Legion, but I opted to not nuke anybody, because, you know, that would be really the best ending, would be not to launch any nukes at all, which is the only way to become idolized by the Brotherhood of Steel. And he also gives us the power armor training, and we also got enough points to level up. Or experience points to level up. I'm going to take a light step. I keep triggering traps that I'm forgetting about, so this would be very useful. It would have also been very useful to have this in Dead Money, but it is what it is. Well, Veronica, you don't have anything to say about what the Elder just said? He's lifting the lockdown. Isn't that wonderful? No? Nothing? Ah, okay.
He wouldn't listen. The truth was right there staring him in the face. How could he not listen?
There was never any chance. His mind was made up from the start, even though, he actually did change his mind and lifted the lockdown. You were standing right there.
I see that now. I thought I knew him better than that, but it was like talking to a stranger. How can I help them when they won't accept it?
Where does that leave you?
I don't know if I can stay. Maybe it'd be better for everyone if I left. Spent my life somewhere else. Work with the followers of the apocalypse, maybe. Put my knowledge to some good use. Or I can stay here with the people I care about and do whatever I can until it comes to a slow or sudden end.
So this is where we make our choice. Either one, she stays with the Brotherhood, or she leaves and goes and joins the followers of the apocalypse. Now, this is another great quest in the game because of the ending. Neither one of the choices are really the quote-unquote best. They both have good and bad things about them. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell her, this is your home and these are your friends, you should stay. I also think that her staying with the Brotherhood is better when you're siding with the NCR, which is what I'm obviously doing in this playthrough, so we're going to go ahead and say that to her.
They may be a bunch of wooden conformists, but anything I did without them would feel empty. I'd always be reminded to this day how I wasn't strong enough to stand by them. So, I guess I'll stay. Won't be easy, but at least I won't feel guilty about the choice. Let's get going. I'd like to get my mind off all this, and some fresh air would do me some good, right about now.
Hey, well, Senior Lorenzo is fixing the air filtration system, so we'll have plenty of fresh air down here. But we can't head up top just yet. Sorry, I can talk, I think. So before I leave the Brotherhood bunker, Head Paladin Hardin told us that Scribe Ibsen was having some problems with his computers.
Look, this isn't a great time. Oh, what the hell. It's not like we're making any progress. I'm Ibsen, and I hope your day is going better than mine is.
Something wrong?
Yeah, I'm in charge of keeping this data system up and running, but accessing it is a little, touch and go at the moment.
Really? Why is that?
One of our exploratory patrols, back when we had exploratory patrols, found a data disk in some ruins out in the waste. Well, we finally got around to cataloging the damn thing and got shut out of our own data store the second it loaded. Turns out it had a virus on it.
A virus?
Yeah, some pre-war jackass with too much time on his hands apparently decided to inflict his misery on those around him. It's scrambling all the terminals here at the moment. Luckily, we only use this section for storing historical data.
No, that's good. Anything I could do to help?
I suppose it couldn't hurt to get another pair of eyes on this. Maybe you'll be able to come up with something coming at it fresh. While the entire system is infected, the virus itself is spread across 3 terminals. The problem is that it keeps moving periodically. We'll have it nailed down in a terminal or two, only to have it jump to another set of terminals before we locate the 3rd.
With a science of 70, can the virus's files be partitioned so read access is only provided by the kernel administrator?
What? No, that's brilliant. It would let us seal a portion of the virus to a particular terminal, even when the other parts move.
So before we give it a try, the other thing we can do, like I said, what we need to repair for, I don't remember how high, this circuit breaker right here. Opening the box, you find a series of breakers that appear to correspond to the terminals nearby. Cut the power to all but 3 of the terminals. As you flip the breakers, you hear the terminals around the room power down one by one. Now both of those will make this significantly easier.
Did you want to try isolating the virus?
Yes.
Alright, I'll monitor when it jumps. When I give the signal, start checking terminals.
The report says...
Alright, we'll start...
That the NCR is moving more and more troops into the area.
Shut up! Start the thing already.
The virus just jumped. Find... Which terminals it went to?
There we go. Partition the virus here. Check partition. Partition confirmed. Run here. Data store. Partition virus. Check partition. Boom. Go to this one. And there we go.
That's it.
That'll be that.
The virus has been purged.
It's funny, you can't, like, tell them about that either. You literally just shut the power down to all but 3 terminals. Plus, you did that thing with the science check. You honestly could just do the circuit breaker, which used to be, like, really buggy and not really work that well, but obviously I have a bunch of patches and unofficial bug fix mods and stuff installed, so maybe that fixed it, but who knows.
You actually did it. If you don't mind my saying so, I didn't think you had a chance in hell of pulling it off. But I'm glad to be wrong for once. Thank you, my friend. Please feel free to access the data store at your leisure. I'm only allowed to give you access to non-classified topics, but it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Now, I did at first, I was like, wait a minute, I forgot which 3 terminals it shut down the power to. But then it's kind of obvious that it's obviously the 4 terminals in the middle. I mean, it says 3. It shuts down the power to all but 3, but obviously it's all but 4 because he uses that terminal to, like, kind of monitor it, because this is the, I guess that's the head terminal right there or whatever. Now, the last thing I'll be doing down here in the Brotherhood of Steel bunker before I leave is over here in their armory, where we'll find Knight Torres.
Have you heard the news? Elder McNamara has lifted the lockdown. Good news for this store, let me tell you. I can't wait to start getting more goods. So what are you here for?
That's nice. Anything I can help you with, perhaps?
If you must know, my inventory check this week shows that our weapon count is 1 short. Somehow we're missing a laser pistol. Hardin will have my head if I don't find that weapon soon. I can't delay my report to him any longer.
I could look around for the pistol for you.
If you happen to find it, bring it here right away. I might be able to throw a few supplies your way if you do.
Sounds good. Alright, now let's go find this missing laser pistol. So we're supposed to talk to the range master paladin, but he's not in here. He might have been the paladin that walked out when I was walking in. Yeah, I think this is him right here.
Welcome to the range.
Yep.
Feel free to use any open lane.
Yep, I knew it. Do you know anything about a weapon that's gone missing?
Torres must be getting desperate if she's accepting help on this one. I'll tell you what I told her. My records show that Initiate Stanton was the last to check it out, but checked it back in a day later.
So I'm allowed to use the range?
Sure. The Elder's already given the okay. Unfortunately, you'll have to use your own weapons and ammo.
Yeah, fair enough.
Bye.
Kinda interesting that he doesn't think to, neither him nor, Knight Torres think to, talk to Initiate Stanton about it. We should be in this room in here. Oh, what are you all huddled up for? There you are.
Yes, can I help you?
Yeah, you were the last one to check out that missing laser pistol, right?
Oh, man. I told Watkins this wasn't going to work. Look, Watkins and I snuck out one day. She said it'd be a training exercise. Said she heard from a guy on one of the patrols that there was a gulch just southeast of here with scorpions in it, and that we had to check it out. There were scorpions out there, all right. We started using them for target practice, but before we knew it, the damn things were all around us. So we made a run for it, and in all the commotion, I dropped my pistol. Watkins keeps urging me to go back and get it, but that's not going to happen. You can go outside, though, can't you? You can return the pistol to Torres and clear this whole thing up for me.
So why did the records show that the gun was turned back in, then?
Oh, I sort of altered the records after we got back. That was Watkins' idea, too. That girl is nothing but trouble. Still, I haven't been exiled yet, or worse, assigned to latrine cleaning duty. But I will if you don't help me find that gun.
Well, I guess I can look for it for you.
Great. When you find it, just turn it into Torres and I'll be in the clear.
I mean, you won't be entirely in the clear. You still, you know, falsified some records and, lost some SI, so still got that going against you. Ah, hello.
We heard Veronica talking with the Elder. We won't stand for this.
Speech 95! Ideals are strengthened by the challenges they endure. Veronica's questioning did you a service. I believe this speech check is the only way to talk them down without terrifying presence. I don't think any of these other dialogue options will talk them down, but I could be wrong, as I oftentimes am, because, you know, I may know this game almost like the back of my hand, but there's still a lot, and I mean a lot, to this game, so it's hard to remember every single thing, but I remember a lot of it.
She'd be doing a greater service by carrying out her duties and not trying to undermine the Elder's authority. This had better be the last time her loyalty falters. You've been warned.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
God. I should get used to this, I guess. People get desperate. They turn on each other. First thing to go is trust. I don't think it's ever going to be the same for me in there. Knowing no matter what I do, it's going to end badly. But they're all I have.
Are you still going to travel with me?
Yeah. I've got the rest of my life to help them out. I could spare a little while to see things through with you.
Alrighty then. Let's get out of here. We got a laser pistol to
idea.
find. And Veronica has received the Bonds of Steel perk, substantially increasing her armor. Now, she's already got some power armor on, so that's pretty good. So now she'll have even better armor. Do have some scorpions up ahead, but I have a frag grenade with their name on it. That didn't do anything, but this one will. Threw it too high that time. No, it's not enough of that. We're at the Scorpion Gulch for crying out loud, Veronica. Got a lot of scorpions in here. It's not called the Scorpion Gulch for no reason, you know?
Come on!
Alright, well, that's all of them. Here we have a dead Wastelander who has a Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle cap and some normal stuff. No wonder you died here. You had a varmint rifle. Right on the rock above that dead Wastelander, we have the missing laser pistol, which is actually a usable weapon. And it's a quest item, so it can't be removed from your inventory. So if you really wanted to have just a slight edge in, I guess, dead money, you could start this quest, grab the missing laser pistol, go to the bunker, go to the abandoned Brotherhood of Steel bunker, not the one that we're working with the Brotherhood in, that they're still residing in. Start dead money. Father Elijah will take away all of your stuff except for the missing laser pistol because, like I said, it's a quest item. And it's just a normal laser pistol, though. It's nothing special. It's not better than like a normal one or anything. It's not really worse. It's more or less the same. Oh, these guys came out of nowhere. I was about to fast travel away, but... Oh, good job, Veronica. You're doing a lot of damage to him. Ah, hello.
There you are. A few of us wanted to thank you for being such a good friend to the Brotherhood, so we've set aside some of our recycled energy cells. We'll leave a few of them in that footlocker in the corner every so often. The Paladins scoff at using recycled ammo, so no one should mind.
Yeah, I was wondering when he was going to show up and let us know about it. But yeah, they had this footlocker here that they put a pretty hefty amount of energy ammo in there, which is pretty nice. I'm back, Knight Torres, and I've retrieved the missing laser pistol.
Oh, thank God. Hardin was about to start an inquiry into the whole affair, and more than a few heads would have rolled as a result. Since you helped me, I'll tell you what. I work on some of our busted weapons in my spare time, so I have a few pieces that are kept off the books.
Ah.
Here, take this. I hope it comes in handy.
Very nice. So something that is nice about her, ooh, a tri-beam laser rifle. That's nice. That's pretty cool. But I got this mod that is a Knight Torres inventory expansion mod. I haven't talked about it because obviously it wasn't really relevant, but
Our patrols are always bringing more stuff in. Take a look.
So her shop inventory is okay. It's obviously significantly better, but like originally, anything you would buy from her, like any of the weapons, like a Gatling laser, for example, she would treat it as if it was a unique weapon, like this unique Power Fist, the Greased Lightning. And once you bought it, she would never restock it, which doesn't make much sense, especially considering the fact that she even mentions, hey, I have more stuff now, and I can restock my supplies by trading with outsiders because Elder McNamara finally opened the vault again. So yeah, it doesn't really make much sense that she treated all the weapons as unique weapons, even though they're all non-unique weapons, obviously with the exception of this. So yeah, it doesn't really make much sense that she would treat these non-unique weapons as unique one-of-a-kind weapons. So this mod obviously changes that and allows her to restock her entire inventory, obviously with the exception of this unique Power Fist right here, but that's besides the point. And also, in the name of the mod, Knight Torres' expanded inventory. It also expands her shop inventory and allows her to sell more items than what she originally sold in like a vanilla base game, no DLC, no mods or anything, which is quite the improvement.
Bye.
See you around, Knight Torres. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end off the video here. That's basically everything I can do in the bunker, except for one thing that we won't be able to do until quite a bit later. Well, not quite a bit, but a little bit later. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I would appreciate you dropping a like on it. if you happen to be new to the channel, I would appreciate you subscribing. Now, if you're interested in any of the mods I have downloaded, they're going to be inside of the Google document that I have in my description, because, you know, like I've said in the past, it's a lot easier to update a Google document than it is to go through and update the description on every single video. Plus, I kind of ran out of room there, but yeah, I like how much more organized it is. So, you know, if you're interested in that, like I said, that'll be in the description. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, nighttime, afternoon, whatever time it is for you, and I'll catch you guys later. DeltaWolf, out.